Hello indie game fans, we have a massive week of releases to kick off the first full week of February, so much so that I skipped quite a number of ports that I would have usually covered, and things only look to be getting busier for the rest of the month, so buckle up for this edition of Indie Gaming this week. Let's begin with Diplomacy is Not an Option, a survival city builder with an impressive number of units on screen. This got delayed from January, so I hope it makes it to launch, since these large-scale battles do look fantastic. If you love cozy games, I have a number that might be of interest this week, one of which is Letters, a Written Adventure. This is a puzzle game about a little girl from Switzerland writing letters and messages to a pen pal, and is set in the early 2000s. It is somewhat of a choose-your-own adventure game, since the words that you use will shape the character's growth and development. Games like this are a nice change from the combat-heavy entries that we're used to, and what better than playing as a little girl looking to hit all those cozy notes.
Hidden in a shoebox tucked away in my parents' attic, I finally found my old cards. All the lawns I mowed just for a single booster. But there it was, my favorite card, the super rare Popping Corn. A misprint, there were only 3 in the whole world, and 10-year-old me found the 4th. Holy smokes, it's worth a fortune now!
I love the concept of Kardboard Kings, since this has you running a card game shop, having to trade cards for profit, or even adding them to your own collection. You have to judge the rarity of the cards by being aware of market conditions, of promotional kids' meals at fast food restaurants, reprints of existing cards, rumors, and so on. I think that collectible cards do appeal to quite a large number of people who enjoy video games for largely the same reasons, so it should be of interest, but I don't think that you are able to play their knockoff Pokemon game, which is a shame if true. The first-person survival game is a little bit less of a crowded space these days after the gold rush where everyone was trying to become the next Rust, Ark, Survival Evolved or Subnautica, which is why I hope INTERASTRA has interesting new ideas. This is a sci-fi survival title that looks very much like Subnautica, only on an alien planet instead of underwater, and looks like it has the potential, but as is tradition, is another early access release.
They say that money makes the world go round, but they are wrong. Energy makes the world go round. From Brazil to Finland, and from Egypt to Germany, electricity is the cornerstone of modern civilization.
I mentioned Power to the People when previewing the games of the month, since I do love my tycoon games, and this has a very clever title indeed, where the sole focus on the electrical grid in a city builder is clever, with a wonderful low-poly look as well, making this a cannot miss for fans of the genre.
And ambitious endeavor. As cities develop and grow, so will your bank account. and the technology and tools at your disposal. Do you have what it takes to keep the lights on?
Peace is the foolish dream of mortals. But this world, this Arcadia, is more dangerous than you could ever imagine.
I still cannot believe that I'm saying this, but the long anticipated Korean MMO action RPG Lost Ark finally comes to the West, where fans of Diablo will certainly be interested in this title. There is concern over how grindy or pay to win this game can be, so please do not get overhyped, but as a free title, of course check it out if you love the genre.
The demon legions of Kazaros blot out the sun. Do not give in. There is still one chance to end this madness. Find the Ark before all is lost.
What you're thinking. Who is that gorgeous amphibian, and how can I be as successful as him? Well, I'll tell you, kiddo. You gotta come to Radlandia, the place of opportunity, where even the ice cream's dreams of hitting the big time. You see these guys? They've got that go-getting attitude, making it happen in the streets. And oh, the streets, kid! Forget paved with gold. Here, there's nothing but miles of the smoothest concrete ramps and grinds everywhere. Makes you want to grab your board and... Hold on, you can skate, right? Whatever, you pick it up! Or not. Look, it's fine. Your skills, my connections, ain't nothing we can't achieve. There's a whole world out there to discover. It's time to shine, my humanoid friend. Let's roll!
One of the most anticipated titles for the week is OlliOlli World, the side-scrolling skateboarding title that radically changed from its first two iterations, and is a title that I absolutely cannot wait to get my hands on, even if this developer is larger than you might think. It's good old skateboarding tricks meshed together with adventure time, which results in a world and characters that I absolutely love, so pick this up if it looks good to you.
OlliOlli World. Take a trip.
This next title is also a must-play since Sifu is a third-person martial arts brawler where you age every time you fall in combat, coming to us from the developer of Absolver, so of course you know that the combat system is going to be very in-depth and satisfying to master.
Once you're dead, your soul moves on where it's supposed to. Heaven or hell. At least that's what the preacher used to say on the rare days when he was sober. I reckon my twisted soul may stick around a little longer. Because there is nowhere to move on to anymore. Hell is empty, and all the devils are here. So, it's just me, my gun, and whatever is out there. Time to paint the world dark red.
We have a whole bunch of smaller games to get through, so let's go rapid fire style, beginning with Blood West, a stealth, horror, first-person shooter set in the wicked Wild West with an intentionally lo-fi look that I think looks awesome. A simplified strategy title is ConflictCraft 2 Game of the Year Edition, where it is a node control style strategy game with a neat look. An adorable 3D puzzle platformer is Derpy Conga, where a bunch of strange looking creatures hold hands and form a conga line as you explore the island and save the planet. Die After Sunset is a roguelite third-person shooter which you don't see very often, the closest comparison of which is Risk of Rain 2, which is a very high bar, so hopefully this will be fun, but it does look a little bit too much like Fortnite, which may be to its detriment. EGGLIA Rebirth is the Switch port of a live sim title that was previously on mobile, having some nice hand-drawn art and reminds me of Fantasy Life on the 3DS.
住人たちが表情豊かにお出迎え。可愛い精霊たちはとっても心強い味方。この冬、ブラウニーズが送るとびっきりな出会いと別れの物語。
First Class Escape 2, Head in the Clouds, is a first-person escape room title that is the sequel to a game from 2021, which is alright, this time being set on board a luxury airship and looks like it's for fans of the genre. We only have the Prologue demo for Karagon, but this is a sci-fi survival first-person shooter where you destroy killer robots and use their parts to build more stuff, looking like it has potential. Kingdom of the Dead was supposed to launch in January but got delayed, so let's hope this monochrome with a splash of red first-person shooter does do well for the developer. I also previewed Know by Heart when looking forward to the games of the month, where it is a narrative adventure game set, most interestingly, in a post-Soviet provincial small town in Russia, telling a tale of friends reuniting after many years. One of you in the comments did point out that this comes to us from the developer of the Pathologic games, which is a very stark departure, but I'm excited to see them flex their developer chops in making something different. I instantly fell in love with Lords of Solgrund when I looked at it, since it reminds me of games from my childhood, looking like it would not be out of place on DOS, where this city builder with some combat elements looks like Referral to me, making this one for 90s kids. Peruvian YouTuber PepeElMago has been making his own game, releasing a prologue demo titled Mago the Villain's Burger this week, where it is one of the best looking 2D action platformers that I have come across in quite a while, so check this out and wishlist the main game. If you love building model kits, let me save you some money by introducing the digital version in Model Builder, which looks very good in that simulator game kind of way. This might not exactly be indie, but I do have to give Valis the Fantasm Soldier collection a special mention since the original action platformer titles released in the 1980s, and somehow you are getting a chance to play on Switch in 2022, which is just crazy, so get your retro fix with this. If you love co-op titles, Zorya the Celestial Sisters might be of interest, a puzzle title where you have to help bring back the night in a world of eternal sunshine, looking excellent with a friend. Let's kick off the top 5 with another cozy game in Isle of Jura, a life sim title with fishing as a main mechanic. It is not super in-depth since you just need to get around the island and catch more than 50 species of fish for your biology report, with different fishing techniques to master as well. There are island residents to talk to, and artifacts and secrets to uncover on the island, simply looking like a wonderful, pleasant title. Amid all the wishy-washy statements from AAA studios and publishers about politics in games, indie developers have the guts to say what they mean with the very political title Not Tonight 2, the sequel to a similar title that was set in a dystopian United Kingdom, where this time the attention is on America. It is set in a world where capitalism and political greed are front and center, where you are under arrest and your friends need to travel across America to get your identification documents, being a very intriguing commentary on modern society. A title that I covered in my videos looking at upcoming turn-based roguelites is Castle Morihisa, a deck builder entry that does follow in the footsteps of Slay the Spire, having quite a similar looking energy system. However, it is Japanese themed, where you're travelling to Castle Morihisa, whose lord is rumoured to be attempting a coup, and somehow monsters are involved as well. There are 4 playable classes, which gives it a ton of variety, with extensive upgrade skill trees for each as well, so it should be a great entry in this subgenre. What did I tell you? Having covered Grapple Dog in my video on upcoming platformer titles, I said that I suspected its release would be sooner rather than later, and lo and behold, it releases this week. This is a time trial focused title with a grappling hook as its main mechanic, with everything looking adorable as well. As someone who grew up with Final Fantasy, Pokemon, Dragon Quest, Chrono Trigger, Breath of Fire and Golden Sun, among many others, the Japanese-style turn-based RPG feels like home to me, so of course, Rise of the Third Power has my attention this week. It is a wonderful pixel art entry that looks very good and comes to us from the developer of Arafel, which is a must-play as well, where this title has spent many years in development, so I'm happy that we will all finally get to play, taking the #1 spot. For more pixel art titles, watch these videos and I will see you after the jump.